di me komo kaka.
Ah, Wood Village side.
Wood Village side. Na.
So much o hope.
Oso ha dey.
Much o hope. Much o hope.
So watch me hoda. No me obi am nko.
Oh, ta call once. Sometimes we go.
And if you are not on Fiba,
that means I'm doing Chomako Lake side.
Saturday, Nanya Sokoba Munamko. I think me call around and a crime coin. Yes, Sokoba side and Fiba. And not them call Sokoba.
Then strictly business.
Oh, yeah, me could deem come Kakrabi. I want to share on it.
And also the end is strictly business.
Okay.
Maybe so.
Oh, yeah, Juma.
One age, man.
So now, what could the interest?
No matter.
Also, could you Juma Fena Ubefi? Yes, sir.
Aye,
Yana making
some cocoa for watch.
Sure.
If you come for watch, I'm a boss, Wabe. Maybe that's all for him ever.
And I'm simply so by name.
And also, who cover be now can't why you
send them a catch them. Kofi. But all my media were through.
Are they?
Say, oh, yeah, Manchester near, say, or get you worried. Yeah. Because players news no be a dodo. No, say, oh, yeah, Manchester near no pay. What is here say emphatically? Benjamin Sesko catch Manchester United on board. But about the ama to the atmosphere.
Newcastle United.
Sorry, Newcastle are a problem.
But what were you going to use to attract Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United?
That's the point.
Because we said something about how our United brand in us. So even though players, the team is in a good place, players still want to come. But I said the quest for Champions League is a big deal for a branch of friend Benjamin Sesko.
Because they're upcoming.
Yeah, and sometimes when
you have that platform to build.
Exactly. And
it's only to be farmer now. I mean,
they say one Kasawoka.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they say,
Senya de Biano, say better now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say, face reality.
Yeah, I mean, they say,
now can't pray.
Yeah. Which you see, the United problem, you can look at it from a lot of ways. But I think whatever happens, go back to the culture that United is used to. The culture of winning consistently and then being Manchester United. Very important. At the end of the day, how do you get a job done? So it's almost the kind of first day the crowd the call Alcoma a friend is saying like for and they are almost getting there.
According to Ben Jacobs,
yeah,
I say Newcastle are making 75
million. Alex Crook can hear na Ben
Jacobs 5 million add-ons.
Yeah, 75 plus. So me catch you say Leipzig for say the base amount of money is supposed to be 75. And yeah, after now baby ye own ye say the base money is 75. Then 5 million add-ons. Add-ons now say suck a crap, but I think that they will accept and they will let the boy go. Which you see, I to the beer. Make out say I just want to gag Manchester United. Me, I don't do the analysis like that, and you know. Me found the truth of the matter is that United is not in a good place.
Maybe I feel now reality now shall say dawning on me.
And you know, in next season, Chelsea for a year near the
and the air parking so. On Ayala ta can say or say. Born that one him no and now bo.
Okay.
On say a drew games be sana. I no whole rivalry. What I say? It's players and also nimbo on the ball crowd so say.
Okay.
No other bragging right.
It's the end of Chelsea.
Say and yes, on paper I mean Obian say Chelsea is ahead of Manchester United. But the game a drew Sabena and your form a players now the Kujina Park and so on. But in reality, Manchester and attractive you.
Oh, I mean, yes, you see how they are difficult to attract. Which Macassim we actually before say, AB at the transfer targets now more you've not accepted. And he said, this is what Chelsea thought ball in the money back that the ball edgy to Muntema. Not Chelsea fans being Tiomase. Now also certain pundits do not understand where they wanted to go. They understood from the off. Said 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Chelsea were not the Chelsea that we knew before. People used to do a lot of analysis and they would say, oh, Chelsea, when you be Chelsea coach and then say Chelsea no player, when I never player, whatever not say. Great, that is true. But also at that point in time, Chelsea could not attract some players. No, in TNF, you fast na ko Benfica. Boy, we are World Cup. But World Cup no ko Benfica no, but obi any man ho coaching them. And yes, I say, any being Madrid the come, Man United come, Man City come. You can't compete. Put them together, give them the time, they will deliver. At the beginning, it sounded alien to a lot of people, but over time, people have realized that look at how now it is yielding results. Rich, maybe there are two ways Man United can get out of this. Get a very charismatic manager. How? Rich, when Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea the very first time, there was a certain Sir Alex Ferguson who had won the Premier League multiple times before Jose. Rich, Jose started a proper new era Chelsea, at Chelsea when he came. Yes, Claudio Ranieri or the names that come, Ruud Gullit that come before him are good. But Jose Mourinho stamped his feet and emphatically took Chelsea to the next level. Why? He was a charismatic manager. You're a charismatic manager and it says a team coach and a former and you can't compete. That man drags everybody when they move. Either you go with a charismatic manager. Another example is Jurgen Klopp. Rich, okay, Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool the first time. Or see, he was clear. Give me 4 years. By the end of the 4 years, I will turn you from doubters to believers. In fact, charisma. Clear. He didn't mince words. He said it exactly as he thought it should be. So, when you look at all of that, how somebody can charismatically say that, so when you're a charismatic manager from the beginning, that is why you go the most aggressive way and in a new way in terms of getting players to come in who are young. Rich. So Brian Mbeumo has come. Marriage, in the context of even a branch Sesko. Yesterday I was doing some analysis with you. Say one year goes to crown. You don't need Sesko's goals like that. Because you have a 24 plus goal scoring player in Brian Mbeumo. You have a 15 plus goal scoring player in Abranche friend Mateus Cunha. So it means that if you add those goals, that is players that can play. If you still put Rasmus Hojlund, why don't you invest the money in? I gave you an example, Carlos Baleba. I will bet me augmenting fee for Namana is solid. Then the attackers to score goals. You can come to the mid table. It doesn't mean that Chinchina United but you'll be in and around mid table. Then later you can build them from there. But it's a huge blow. See, I got big boys now. Monka, sadly so. Monya big boy. Senior.
Kofi. I will say, you're free and now the dome.
Masa Monya big boy. I was free.
Patrol team. Oh, me banning. Set men come Manchester.
I mean, Tiana Wanga go for
what? We
production United in anyway. United I send them back.
Matthias.
Who now go for United by?
And I'm just a walk around me banning. And I'm here so okay. She say baby at the end of Becca be mine. And open some walking. I'm some jatum. But I walk a good do.
But they say when you're big boys. Don't come big boys now. But that's not the reality. When you're big boy, and money how? And Manchester United.
Respect on
yesterday I stood here and I said that Madrid the Barcelona Fiona in terms of brand marketing nobody comes close to Manchester United.
The big boys,
but won't count big boy because won't count like the people that are commanding those players that want to play the game. That is the reality.
But Susuka Salam Pesetre. I want to problem. No, the mini of Kofi and no crack. On Buffet, oh yeah, baby, I can't go. And I'm on your big boys, be over Kana, Wabacase, you play as a grand papa.
That's a place, if you are Romania. No, center was here having a boss at our heavy.
He's a good player.
Having a good player.
Chidi or upcoming.
Chidi Obi. Another car, a molest now. More boy.
Yeah, bro. Your double ball cousin. As a Manchester, so your records be oh bless me, Bobo.
She don't be money.
Also, Kofi, and I hear discussing me referee, even goalkeeping.
Yeah.
Even a problem or your goalkeeping.
Yeah.
And in football, your defense will win you games.
Yeah, especially leagues and stuff like that.
Because our strikers national goalkeeper and our defense in always consider
a problem. Yeah.
So, this is me say me can dia eye. Say me team.
But me dey
make.
But me dey make.
Oh my banu to ka waka kakra. Who say me bufu ba na wo jai.
What. Me show when me say me am team guy.
Who say who can na me wia me ni ho. E so say there be me boss say baby am make kan ko me jai.
Me jai. But my job was fine. Achabe.
Yeah, that's your big boy be I say na. Abrabo na bi tie kakra.
Mo lower big boy. Manchester United.
Yeah. Hey, team be pen.
We are very fine.
Mismanagement.
Hey,
and they do baby.
I am bad. I am bad.
So bad.
But I think that's just a matter of time. We're very fine.
Sure.
Which every club goes through. As the more they check, more they check too much. That's the problem. Yeah.
I know the means are ups and downs.
Yeah.
But they're not check.
Yeah.
As the interview solve a problem.
Yeah. Because even Barça recently went through
every season beyond the same problem.
Yeah.
And one a problem.
Rich.
Okay, Yanko.
Charlie, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, I don't think he will become Barca captain next season. Whatever happens. They said you with Emilia Iglesias, after that recovery and all of that. I don't think so. I think that there is a new direction for Barcelona and they know. And Oshe Hawa and an interview of Rafinha as part of the captains of Madrid of Barcelona and saying what he wants to do for the club. Charlie Rafinha up Barcelona power. When you listen to when he talks about the club and Odinkomo even about Nico Williams, talking about the fact that it's players who want to play for Barcelona and Emra, and so won't even take risks. And Barcelona, even though they are not claiming registering you are on a compressor because it means that and when you're willing to play for the club. Now I am not a player, so when you're willing to play for the clubs, then bar a boy, or you're too willing and he's saying that he wants to win the Champions League, for club. Whether they'll do it or not is just a matter of time. Rich, last season time when he started, the two best midfielders in Barcelona and FIFA were Marc Casado and Abrantes friend Marc Bernal. Which in terms of the club in itself at the time, that club were in some form of a truce with Abrantes friend Frankie de Jong on whether he will extend his contract or not. It is that time, not only Barca media didn't come out, almost Marc Casado and Bernal club it's near Bobo and Frankie de Jong. So why do they have to worry themselves in terms of players? No one is why do they have to worry? So they don't have to worry themselves. Rich, Abra Casado babe prayer, Bernal babe prayer. It was Frankie de Jong and other Barca Senior Messi together with Pedri, and then took them to wherever he took them last season. In the last few days, Frankie de Jong didn't come and say he would extend his contract at Football Club Barcelona, and from the report from Sport and a lot of the Catalonia outlet of sports, actually say now Barca believes say a lot more quality. In fact, extra quality on Finfion. So they would want to make sure say at the end of the day, almost center back as almost also turn either of them midfielders. No, it's Casado, Bernal, Christensen. These are all players that likely Barca for bet here who no Marco Pesca and their two bottom rich. See, Chelsea are excellent business beer. I didn't expect them to do this business. There is an Albanian young boy of passing through Chelsea Academy. Now, he was supposed to be the next Didier Drogba or the next Diego Costa. Rich, Obenya Achilles injury, Obenya knee injury. Omodini Cologne, Menkai Kran saying Fulham, Everton, a lot of the teams are Cologne. The boy obviously has not been able to meet the expectation that Chelsea for the expected man. Then, when the season started last season, almost all the new Cologne be Everton. Rich Oko Everton, no one saw Kupra. Okupra Everton, one bobo Nibia at just this summer. It's a championship club by relegating last season from the English Premier League. Any Chelsea for agree to buy a branch here, Feno Armando Broja, for £20 million with extra add-ons accumulating to about 25 million general and total package for a branch here, Feno Armando Broja. Rich. Player and you see, the good thing is that Armando Broja, if Chelsea Academy, is a pure profit. He doesn't. You don't do any profit and loss. Only subtraction, yeah, and net zero sales, zero reference and cost, and then everything comes in as profit for you. Which Chelsea for a giant brand here, friend Armando Brojamu, Edinako. Me catch Chelsea for say before Chelsea will finalize the deal for Xavi Simons, expect that Omobeye some level of sales of players and a brand here, your friend. João Felix Ekoyen. After that, it has been Armando Broja. May expect it. And now, as part of Armando Broja, no Chelsea for Eddie Abranti, friend Mark Give, Eddie Nico, boy, I will turn from Barcelona, Nico Loan, Echo Club, your friend is Sunderland, newly promoted Sunderland, our English Premier League, Rich, and also, idea Sunderland for will pay the transfer fee of the loan and also take up all the salary expense of him. And again, only Niamadi you're telling. Chelsea for Emma Abranti friend Mark Gill just £30,000 a week, and it makes it easy because he cannot urgent our form, it is easy for Sunderland to come and take him and take all the money.
Sure. And
that is why Chelsea went with that way structure. No? Another brilliant way of making sure they don't keep players who are unhappy and who don't get to play. And now Abranti friend Mark Gill will go on loan to them. He expected. Said the other attackers that will go, Christopher Nkunku. The report is that clear because Leipzig for no and now. Which when you said no, Bear 10. Then I chanced on a report. Say the topmost person in terms of Leipzig recruitment. Any the topmost person our Chelsea recruitment, and in this case, Wayne Stanley. Any didn't come on phone. And in that conversation, they were trying to make sure say, sir and you they will arrive at a verbal agreement for Abranti Feno, Xavi Simons. Rich, what was the other conversation? Leipzig phone is beside about Abranti Feno, Christopher Nkunku. Who said, no, Leipzig became a top player. Inter for have come. They don't really have that money. AC for baby sir, they don't really have that money. In fact, for Inter, Nkunku should have been a backup to Abranti friend Ademola Lookman. If they don't get Ademola from Atalanta, then they look at Abranti friend Christopher Nkunku. But Leipzig have asked about Nkunku. They also asked about Abranti friend Armando Broja, but Broja definitely is going on loan. So that deal is not going to happen. It's possible that Chelsea can do a deal for Abranti friend Nkunku. There is also Sterling that Chelsea would want to sell. There is Abranti friend Benjamin Chilwell. Which one you say? Over Chelsea wage structure now. Two of the most highly paid players at Chelsea, Sterling and Benjamin Chilwell. Mobile. The team, the third person is Reece. Rich, board, Mobi. So Chelsea want to make sure that they let them go. Fulham, teams in Turkey and the likes are all interested in Benjamin Chilwell and Abranti friend Raheem Sterling, and things will go on. Anopay, you need the confirmation. Say Abranti, your friend Jaro Hato, Ayena medical no every completed wa pass it, and in that completed medical no Abranti no so asanso assigning a contract. But do you know how many years the boy assigned? 7 years contract. According to 19, the contract ends when he's 26.
Oh, to sign such a long contract.
Said they tell them that Omoyakra and Chelsea Fono want to make sure that they have strong bargaining points when it comes to say holding the right of the player, and they let them understand say maybe our first year in EMFA, maybe our second year in the private team abem, and until you my whole time you enforce so. Say if once you go and we win trophies are fine. And far we have enough time for you to play well. And as we can also sell you. Me and your kakra, then you can also go and continue your career. I think it's a win-win situation. Because over now 2 years. What if after the first 2 years no? Look at Tyrone Malaysia. Obama United 1-2 pra. It's no fault of his. But at the end of the day, he has to move on with his career. The club also have to sell him. You don't get, I mean, somebody to go in there and buy a branch of friend Tower Malaysia. It's rich. Jao Ataba. Nasisiano, I cut the last 2 of Chelsea players on the account. And who are you know? I didn't take it serious. Because players almost on my Instagram bio. I say, I don't know. Rich, there was player for RB Leipzig in the Instagram bio of our branch here, your friend Xavi Simons. Rich, and you could share. Our branch here, friend Xavi Simons, and Leipzig, no, I finished Instagram bio. Now, before that, me will catch you say the entourage of Xavi Simons, which includes his senior brother, our branch here, your friend Ali Barat, and also other members of his team were at the Leipzig camp constantly on the Leipzig people. Say, oh, Chelsea fans are willing, but any price they will be more. Yes, you're 50 million from Paris Saint-Germain, but in Cameroon, Tiso Kaka. Say, maybe a Chelsea fan be to top boy, no come on because a whole person. Rich, almost your personal terms is not going to be a problem. Born. On Friday, which is Enra, our branch here friend Xavi Simons decided that he is not going to train with Leipzig for because a normal match.
And
oh, of course, I'm on Say there, I'm on the agents and catching. They say that's what they have to do.
When catching, they say, look. So one force way out there.
Oh, it's not about forcing. No, it's not about forcing your way out, Rich. It makes sense. Say player over make him move. Eba catcher will say there is a tendency to say me training me pra. Me pra the move will not materialize. It may show me person me training me person me pra. Since that time I've been respectful to you. Me training my bobo. Me nkase bo on chinchine trying to me. And you will see can I open. But at this point in time, I can't train.
And are you saying Kofinba?
Yeah.
Are you saying say the other players now? Almost suitors no. Currently almost training with almost current teams almost no born. No, there be only say Rich most of the times, even clubs or Babaton. Say also Babaton. Now see they can make you train alone. So that unkupra.
So even in this case, but it doesn't particularly it doesn't no any wrong thing. The clubs, the players and the clubs always the players and the clubs always agree. Or not don't think that's on bad training. Okay, so bad training now no problem no. Okay, Moses Caicedo ask now there. I can't go to Instagram
so is it established there?
Yeah.
As we speak. Am I ready to to brand in Chelsea?
Oh yes, they have. Now, yesterday I came to tell you the modalities. I told you the modalities of the deal. Leipzig for no omo ye club sebi ehia omo. Iti openisika. Senior me catch you say Leipzig were clear that Benjamin Sesko omo pay base 75 million. And Kasa won I also told you yesterday say Chelsea will be in a big problem if they allow Benjamin Sesko to leave before a branch of Xavi Simons. Because some Benjamin Sesko was just 75 million. Was an important player in the team. Maybe our team replacing. It is now about dragging the feet even more for a branch of Xavi Simons unless you pay the exact evaluation. What you pay the evaluation in Ukraine? That is what I'm telling you. That in the case of Chelsea, also, I also always said here, and we catch Chelsea from day one. Say before so better say Chelsea at Xavi Simons. Before that, Chelsea will do a sale. They will sell players.
But do Ganacho the amber drag move fit.
Ganacho last minute. How much it 12?
How the so who can send them house? I always have read you.
Ganacho the last minute too. How much it 12? Or crowd of a you can catch a pack or your batio. Why? And you do a pack number.
All the last again, the same thing here. Somebody can
play. We play on training or not if you.
Any problem.
No play on training. The exam work.
You Tuamoka. Suppose we should be a Tuamoka.
But on training,
and no problem. Eh, you can eat Janaka.
And I'm
yeah, can't tell players to say, Yamu services beam. But you know, teams in a Pamusutas Nina, as will be asked at that dragging feet.
Yeah.
Or Kenya last minute. Deadline day, no.
Yeah.
Now, I said I confess a cafe be 2015. No, the Abazo, Aquana Mumino. Omu say deadline no and they twam a omu dibin Tony Biba. Omu dey amemene mfe and we won't take that.
But Garnacho won't pay no.
And some I explain to
you. 50 million Omu
I don't think yet Garnacho.
Omu beji 50.
What are you saying?
Garnacho 50 million.
50 million for Garnacho.
I know not yet 50. No no penny sao.
That is more motor.
Garnacho ye boano.
Miss mo boano.
I Garnacho ye boano. Garnacho so ba onya bi mmosa. Say efa ye besere mu. But I'm fine be turn am asa.
Akwa mu mitimi.
Dem na say Garnacho. Na Garnacho one way too much Chelsea.
Who ye good?
Garnacho ye boano.
Player no bobo ama no. Who ye good?
Garnacho oba Chelsea how no way too.
It mo be Friday.
Or better bench and boys, it was into a bench.
Problem.
It's
PSC, but what I'm saying is
50 million.
Said the money lives again. The same thing as well.
That's a lie.
You are me person me mo be a utie chui. I'm functioning in the do wa. Obi am kasa na Manchester for the team out there. Na person me catch us say players in question we don't need their services anymore.
Leipzig cry money player cry training.
Said the mo drag mu fit send e be ya. Deadline day number this cafe bia ba perform.
How much?
Any problem?
How much is it?
When I'm up per crab ka 1 second. Na mo dia tum yem found.
Na me catch us.
Yes sir. O don trefi.
Ayema dem Garnacho trefi.
On
trefi so bobo.
Okay, it's more for the right way,
right time. You the people last minute. Send your opening time.
And now, yes,
Obeji.
Yeah,
senior players, Obeji.
Masa, you will come with the two players.
And then, say Garnacho Nuro.
Gate is motor on saying.
Play our permanent free camp.
Yeah,
Gate is no camp. No book club or camp. You go to. What play free camp?
No problem.
It's Xavi Simons here. I think it's going to be a matter of time. One we need here Newcastle for the edges can homogen. So one we need here. Because what just says can for Benjamin Sesko there. Newcastle to Alexander Isak 65 million. To 60 million from Real Sociedad. Into our balance or turn 100 plus 120, 130, 140. You have to pay.
Clubs may be a business power. What the infants work on the bear 65, 70 crowd.
I had that to Manchester.
Oh, go fee. Oh, and now say it is a Liverpool do 120.
Hey,
you don't need to do an reject.
Because
120.
Which you medical. We also say that for our buy sell on clause 10%. It is no matter how much he will sell. No, 10%. 10% or also FIFA. Wow, only 2.5%. Oh, it's generally we also say that was 12.5% was getting. It's 12.5% that was that the okay, and yes, she crown. If I say 100 million now, we are talking about 12.5 million. And the also said that on them. Now, rest of that on your she crown 12.5 million. No, Newcastle. Our Tony 65. Who is 65? Look at 12.5 Noah. You are talking about 77.5. Scanasa. I don't know what kind of Scanasa. In general, say any come on, Scanasa na de man. Man, you be 120. Now, add-ons near 30. You could do 150 man. It's your not to 50 video at home. Adults need more and more on you lose yourself. But over the data, now guess over 100. No, at Tiano and Yashi. Now, the adults, it's have to win Ballon d'Or. AC. So they have to do the deal. And boy, and I said they were kind of clear. So, Liverpool, no, because rich Liverpool forum have gotten good deal also for Branch F. Darwin Nunez to Saudi Arabia. Who said that?
Napoli again found.
There be Napoli one could talk a striker in I think he's called something Lichi in the Italian Serie A Nankasa. So they moved on for him. In fact, they communicated me. Sorry, it's my mom's updates. No, they communicated to Liverpool say they are going to move on from our branch friend Darwin Nunez, and then they are going to focus on other options. And in that, I'm moving on from him. It is in Saudi Arabia and the options so on. Which Darwin Beko. Darwin will go to Saudi Arabia. Or Liverpool has good money to be able to do a deal. I'm matching with me. Who news for you? Is it not at a wrong time? On train too long?
Maybe I know what train trophy driving in Waji. Joe said, now let me say goodbye.
It's not a person ending or GBB or Horror.
Sure, maybe.
Well, because
so says you when you
almost started about now holding in a Ben Davis pay. And the team. Everybody is gone. And Rich, the last time a player be our own free club. So when we talk of when we talk of AS Roma, Krakow, when we talk of the Italian players, no, it's not one team. China, I want to remind Maldini Mo, even the Rossi Mo. Roma had somebody recently, current captain. It's not team recent captain. Rich, all of them, they stay there for a long time. They stay there for a very, very long time.
I thought you, man.
Francesco Totti, thank you very much. Totti, they stay there, and because they are Romanistas, almost for Como. But for a South American, the friend is an Asian, to come from Asia, he said he came to London when he was a small boy, or a boy. What's now for 10 solid years, Charlie? And some solidarity bonus, and song you mean, and he is going to America. America now, all corner, LA Galas, and Queer. Rich, again, another question I wanted to ask you. Song you mean Premier League teams no? Are they letting him go easily? What do you mean more Premier League team there? Even as a team, a squad member. Because Rich, say you see a player be on my way and I want in Chelsea. I will love something you mean. As a squad member.
I'm about my
you see him for Manchester United. Inka Unyano on loan be 1 year, 2 year contract for the short term. Because Rich, song you mean more on him ball.
Sure.
My only problem is that now saying teams like Kessiani don't want to hold on to a lot of kind of memories, nostalgia. They don't hold on to it. So I'm sure that's a performance level, they let you go. But in Kalbitse Kudus Mama Tottenham Hotspur, I think Kudus probably would have loved to play with Son Heung-min and Tottenham Hotspur team. But he has told Thomas Frank, also Wakache, some of the teammates and Onimom with a long time. Wakache Ben Davis is also another club captain, and he has told them say he wants to go. And a Premier League, I don't know if he's a legend or mini Premier League,
legend, I doubt.
But he has interesting statistics with Harry Kane.
Sure.
Players me know combine it. I think the only players are almost had been Drogba and Lampard also. But in terms of players, we are man who assist man for the long spell. They have that interesting statistics with our brand here. Your friend Harry Kane.
Our friend here, I'm going to give you say, look, you leave when the applause are high.
Yeah. But
I thought you want Jeshi. Yamia it's time to say goodbye.
One season because LA at this age, they have maybe honestly, I felt it was too early.
You see,
especially living the top level.
Like you said,
yeah.
Ebianankos Kania, Premier League teams be bankoboko.
Yeah.
But when you're sweet, yeah. Diana Minko, you as Naminko Pescan Kumkum.
With honest casket, no scabino Riano. You tell me, okay, Scazet, I'm so you mean. I said, oh, yeah, me. It's a song you mean, oh, no. Okay.
Mercy Christian now to crowd a superscar.
Music, I don't go for a job, cherry pay dinner. By force, all of the alcohol.
Now, for you got them, Ronaldo from the chairman.
That's all. But I didn't do one.
We did the best.
Come on, your business, going maybe a business, they say. It's on your Premier League legend, but
Jimmy Bebanaka had done Azo.
Over sending WhatsApp. Dear,
my resign,
dear JM, I am done.
I'm going to miss AEB or Troy. Your man members will reply. Trust your mama. Meet you.
Why are they?
And have you no better trouble?
So I'm the quarry of the man. So you mean any Premier League legend? But is he a Tottenham Hotspur legend? I mean, wrapping up for you, or a Premier League legend?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, especially with the number of goals.
Tottenham, your team, I need trophies. And
on my list of highest scored players, no, Harry Kane has 280, Jimmy Greaves has 266. Bobby Smith 211, Son Heung-min HS 173 goals for team my friend Tottenham Hotspur. And Oshe all tuna 10 years, 454 games, 173 goals, 101 assists. Rich. In 2 years goal contributions compa on an 274 goal contributions.
Okay.
I mean, and one very special trophy. Only just Europa League final on the one start you. If you bench the buy and Los Angeles Football Club will get a very, very good player. Let me wrap up here for you.
No Premier League club is going for him because of Mr. Levy, Daniel Levy.
Right.
Daniel Levy, Timo, we play on one. Best stretch. Eka once do obeja ansano.
And what is it? And Rani Eka, NTS almost, and Rani Eka players that Tottenham and lose with sales. No, it means that so for free to early Galaxia. He comes out to the list, and now let's not make the buy. Which Ashraf Hakimi has 7 years.
I need the Arabia.
But who said Mbappe about be defending Union? I like that. Nancy Anna courts and semeni suruni adientino. Anna say unimo be crowd unim say nipa onye nipa boni ni kwana asem to na edding say be defending it publicly. But when you listen to Killen says that he knows Ashraf. They didn't bring them up like that. Na onye obia even say Ashraf abo cramp Ashraf any obia so abo. Na Ashraf he oye Muslim ni o.
He's a Muslim.
Do trebi. Ana. Ebi ono
Sabi.
Muslims are not supposed to.
And this man
even the current Muslims, they don't do that. Okay.
And then Sunday, no. And Kokra.
It's like killing a cat as a bokra.
Oh, Sabia or kind of worst case scenario.
On any cover,
Ranting now, no,
on yes, I did.
But you have fun person who
yeah.
On yes, and I mean, oh, I brought for man, them into a mass and say, Jesus is a quarter.
So just when they catch you. Rich. Sexual assault 7 days. And that you be through US now, Mr.
Mammy Van Call.
Mr. So who will be a chick run as a 7 years old?
Mammy,
Mr. Oh, cannot catch us on Pesa.
I don't know, Brad Charles. Virginia, friend, no catch him the Jadu.
And rich.
We be do something. For Babesia Panta, they be a shin or the Nama. Oh, you nipa. And she said, we need now we need. They don't, Rich. If your wife tells you, or say, and then me, and fan tuano,
you cramp up when you're problem.
Sir,
now we are here. You cry.
Oh, yeah, my cousin Goofy. The person says, oh, fan tuano.
You can't tell them now they got one. You told them.
Abrafuma from where you
are. Now we come crowd. I said, "Can be a woman." We are to them. Come make Charles and it is any cricket that can be seen.
But I have if you office now near Fracosia.
You understand?
So like, they at the Green Jam in front
of Rich, the orientation of culture. Our women are excellent women in terms of understanding. Boniba brawa bre, onti. Baby, I got a niba on any castle. Oh, Charlie, Mr. Wenedy. My bread stress and also. Aha, what is Kakre be na na. Obi obeti asiama.
Obi o crowd him cast all them am fanto no.
Obeti asiama. But we no ube count ano.
Na wo kofi ebi oda. Why encounter be.
Me dey rich. Me see so say me nini as Berman.
Ah, o twempene.
Me ma an example of a brand Oba. Me boni the friend Jessica Powers. Me share no sorry o Kumasi apen. Because two no sorry. Okay. Second year KNUST. Rich ye collab. Na you free vacation by no Jessica ye kese nti next year be ye kese and on sinam pekasam kan ho bani pamusa nti pidgin mo me kan sa pe ina me ko kan say hey Charlie your ass come rich and me or the share me one and the mom no she said she doesn't like that. I'm telling you they are who no sorry them kwana or Tibebe 3 rows for me na me catch man share them cry because on pesa. So for me I've worked with that. So stand one in that be here. What you just do? Me come here say me pesa and me come baby. O ti uncle.
Abrofo me hard.
Hey, me ka kre bia me dia to baby na. O me ti na 50 man first ma come repeat obi rich. Before we to charge no car. Me adwuma ya pound.
Say me bitu ena nyame adom. Makotena US akotwu mpompo isia. Anya $20,000 bi. Na do ba me so wo ho fe no ma ye ya.
Master problem.
Wo me kokot ya nyiska no.
Ye reji bia.
Kedua bia me bo.
Okay. Ever be near futu o tie ya.
Yeah. Kan ye nuanu ma ti abru.
Exactly. Yes, no. Yeah,
culture
yeah, very different. You need to be very, very careful, pa. Anything that you see, no, worry about or even Ghanaians that are born here. They want people. You see, Rich. I think that in this life, we don't worry there, but we need understanding. Sure, understanding is very important.
So, say a love no alone no
enough. So why were
So why were down? God beyond love.
So why were down for?
So you are down for.
Yeah.
Communication. Most of them want to say
down for your partner has to be your friend, like your very good friend.
A baby son and pay.
Oh,
you're madam for. You didn't come on, you cracky jokes. So, Obi Minkaso be boof, but I was a Nipedia once a while.
Oh, down for the you talk about it.
We move on.
It's very important. Very, very important.
And I was also in same so. So who say your boy baby so one son maybe so.
Our boy baby nice go so and I know baby I catch us over.
Oba baby Minkaso aba.
Okay.
And Obiba.
Me bisa question. So that's Obiba. Me say bia. So I know ka we are a girlfriend say me am problem.
You are acquitted and discharged. For date you code no account.
My code.
My code.
And say boys need discount. Who say Scotland ne Ireland ne omo women England what's at your leagues. And a man also Champions League no so mo. Inti and games no I say mu down. I say mu clear pa. Inti I mean top 3.
But before I do code number 2 dan. Ashafa Kimi so wanye you know.
Oh, alleged though. What we are saying now is just an alleged. I mean, whether
they maybe person me say, me cast who are you? Aye. But person me say, some say rape case and answer.
I'm say assault.
Assault.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is a rape.
Rape can be a subset of sexual assault. It's ABA saying okay.
Or go.
ABA on any you know or ABA on the fear no koi. It can be an assault.
Oh, okay.
It can be an assault. It's rape nation a part of the general sexual assault.
No idea how a therapist ana.
On your therapist that you say minimum anymore.
And code fee.
And the bar also a therapist.
And that is what my friend the mamma me.
Oh, they say so my I think it's true.
And the kind.
Okay, so a therapist. The story is that Okoasha fee.
Okoasha fee.
Same go Boasha psychologically.
Psychologically no. And I'm saying was a psyche no so bad here. Or the nsafe fa wasa na now psyche say.
My therapist you hear any therapist yes I.
So na. So I don't know think I judge me who say. Ni pass.
Which na charge no crem wo.
Something must kill a man.
15 years is too much. I'm saying a possible 15-year jail term that he faces. And it's same for also.
But is also bad in San Namoha.
Hey. Masseuse. Oh no massage na.
Anyway, Andy names so.
Okay, be on your therapist. Maybe he's just a masseuse, not a massage. Because a therapist is someone fan his account. Therapist is a move.
Say be only need common na. Obene kakra.
Any move it out. Move therapist already is before.
Oh, me who be that. No, so calm me down.
I'm coming myself. We don't come with it.
No, and I'm got there. Mama joy. Yeah, mama.
Yes, Raul says you soon Akurebi.
Yes, Akwawi, as I go in the story. Me interest one papa. Yes, one I don't know penny you. Nemo do ye we are for video in the sending. Yes, one know for coffee. Some man, the baby. Yes, only give me your chill.
Ya ke jaya alejo so ro go ko tu.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
There is impossible 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Now boy start to cry. I know about.
I cry for now about Madrid. Yes, one no there. At the end I can't do mpo. There. When I'm going to movie ah. On send me video.
On your careful.
And yes, so no for coffee.
On your careful.
Menya you need be so pe bia. Bon sama dia.
Eric me ko bye.
Yes, what best to do this there.
Pacho. Code na. I just feel uti mo radio am show. Pick mommy. First one 2210.
Okay.
10 DF. Second one 22100 D16. Next one 22100 8CB. And the last one 22107459.
Okay. 5100 and I'm attending can showers 4.5. Obi see a friend. Bumsam cartoons. Bumsam cartoons and your friend. All right. Also better with the message number. In showers 4.5 na Igusua the weekend edition of Inshira the Guitar Password you know. Mama, yeah, live on Facebook and I'm catch them say yes streamy baby. First one, in showers 4.5.